Hey everybody, welcome to It Came from Tubi, where we review Tubi original movies. So I have to make a little correction. I've had the wrong poster on the last video. I had the poster for the first War of the Worlds Annihilation, I think it was called. We're reviewing World of Worlds Extinction because we already did Annihilation. So I mean, I guess we could have went back and watched the old one, right, Jared, and the new
I
one.
started the first one
Did you?
because of that.
You're like, wait a
Mm.
minute. Seen this, so let's get going. And we're entering the asylum again, Jared. Sure, that made you happy.
Mm.
So they kind of give us the rundown of what happened last time. It's a good thing because I was super confused. Because if you remember last time, it ended with the Earth general, like flying to the other planet, and he's like, "I'm gonna take them out," or let's give a little Earth justice or something like that. But this time, he's like on the other side. He's the other general for the aliens. So I was super confused.
That was confusing.
Uh, so we get the capital city. It doesn't continue the story at all from the first one. We get to the capital of Emios. They're under attack. These robot guys. They're, what about the ceasefire? Very topical. I lost my little arrow.
Mm.
So we meet the general. His name's like General Scholar, I think his name is, and he's got a daughter. I forget. Oh, do you remember Celia or something like that? Pretty sure he says it in one of the slides. So I won't remember. But she's like, we got to get these Earthlings out of here, man. He's like, no, they're scum. Why are you helping them? She's like, they didn't do anything, you know. She's like, And he's like, "Oh, okay, go over, get them out of here, and I'll cover you." And she's like, "I'm trusting you, Dad." Very next scene, she blows up. One of the mechs like vaporizes her, and he's like, "No!" And that was the beginning, or the world extinction. So it's good old Billy Baldwin back, and he's like yelling at the council who's like in charge of their planet, and he's like, I'm here for a worm strike. I don't know what a worm strike. I guess they have like the dune worms and they can just tell them to strike the earth or something. I don't know. And the council's like, you're a loose cannon, General. Get out of here. He's like, we got the ceasefire. We're gonna invite the Earthlings here, and everyone's gonna be happy. And General Sculler's like, yeah, right. And he's like, you're a coward. And he runs away. So he's in his office, kind of chilling. And Lieutenant Muppet comes in and she's, oh, Celia, Celia. And he's like, she loved you. He refuses to quit the war. He's like, are you in, Lieutenant Muppet? And she's like, heck yeah. And he's like, okay, we'll destroy all Earth. We'll destroy all life on the planet Earth. And she's like, oh. And he's like, we're gonna use this. What do they call it? I forget what they something some device. And she's like, sir, that's a myth. He's like, nah, we have the dossier on it. Oh, she's like, the dossier. And he's like, yeah. So to use this device, which is on Earth, their mega weapon for some reason is on Earth. And also, we don't know where the device is. We need the keys to tell us where the device is. But the keys also activate the device. I don't know. It was very confusing. And he's like, "You're gonna go, Lieutenant Muppet. We're sending you to Earth to find the keys." So she goes to Earth, and they because Earth's air is toxic to the aliens, so they do some surgery on her so she can breathe. 2 months later, and they're ready to get their device because uh, I guess she called and she's like, I know where the device is. So they go in this wormhole and then they destroy the wormhole. I don't know how they're going to get back. I guess they don't want to come back. I don't know. So no one can leave Earth. And then they immediately blow up Nigeria for some reason. I don't know what Nigeria or Kenya. It was Kenya. I don't know what Kenya did to them. So Kenya's gone. That's the Earth General. And yeah, she called they're like watching a video and she's like Lieutenant Muffet's like, we found it's in Los Angeles, get down here. So they fly over to Los Angeles, the Provic Cultural Museum. Look at LA, looking like it does. This was confusing to me too. This guy's writing in his notebook. He's like, 1 plus 1 is 2 or something. It's so stupid. Scott. And I thought in the last one, wasn't it the aliens that had the QR codes on their arms? And that's how they could like tell. But on this one, the humans have the QR codes and the aliens don't. So I was really confused. Um, and then he's like, "Yeah, look at this thing that helps me breathe." Now it's so stupid because they're like, can't because they're like, "Oh, they're packing up all this artifacts from Earth to fly it to the other planet." He's like, "I can't wait till we don't have to wear these." And he just like takes off his shirt to show us. It's like, "Thank you, Scott." Uh, this part was funny. He's like, "So, what was her name? Jill." It's like, "So, Jill, they're like working together." She's, you know, have you thought about what we talked about last night? It's like, ew, it's not even your birthday. And he's like, this kind of weird to bring up. And she's like, yeah, it is. Well, we were doing work right here. Uh, so this is the device. It starts with a T. I can't remember what they call it. It's a weird name. And they're like, ooh, it chimes like a music box. And they're like, you're crazy. Music boxes weren't invented back then. And I was like, I just telling you what I'm hearing. Oh yeah, it's a doll. Oh, let me help you with that. Like she can't lift a little tiny pyramid thing.
Maybe it's heavy.
Jill's like thinks she knows it all or something. So the general's like, they attacked Kenya. Why would they just send one ship if they were like attacking the Earth? Something's not right here. So they send out their Skyhawks. And then he calls everyone in this movie's related. We find out this is his wife, and she's like, Andreas, I told you never to call me. And he's like, you gotta get out of here. No, you gotta get to the bomb shelter. Take, Jill and everyone get to the bomb shelter. And she's like, why? What about the ceasefire? And he's like, they're coming for you. Stupid
He
Scott.
said they ceased the ceasefire.
The ceasefire has ceased. Stupid Scott, instead of going he like peeks out the
Scott's the worst.
guys. He's so lame.
He's the
But
weeniest man we've seen yet.
he is, but he's kind of the best part of the movie. I think he's that dude from the President movie that we watched. President Down. Remember
That was a
where?
different guy, wasn't it?
I think it's him. I don't know. I swear it could be him. We've seen this dude before. Yeah, the Terramotus. We gotta find that. Them and their dinosaur guns that they had in the last movie. It looks like they have a jukebox, but it's like a server. So he sends out there. Look at that. There's three of them. They all kind of disappear. So they go down to the museum, and there's like a fight, and they're hiding, but they can obviously see them. They're like, "Where's that Terramotus?" But then she's like, "Hey, no, the general's wrong. We're making a big mistake here. We can't find these keys." And they're like, "Oh, I see you fall in love with the other side." And then they blast her. They're like, no,
Dang, it is the same guy.
it is the same guy. I knew you were looking. So they blast her. They're like, "You traitor." Jill had like a knife and she was like gonna attack someone, but she grabbed the knife and she was gonna destroy the pyramid, but they destroyed her. Uh, so they're like, okay, let's take the scientist, and she knows. And Jill's like, no, I've read her notes. Her hypotheses are all wrong, man. Take me instead. And yeah, we find out that that's her mom. Mom, I love you. They take her
I could
away.
have sworn she was on something we seen, but she's not.
Nah, I don't remember her. And you think so? They take it back to Billy Baldwin, and you think he's gonna be like, have say something like, "No, we can destroy the world," and he just says, "Excellent." I was kind of let down. Um. So yeah, they interrogate the doctor, and he's like, "We can hurt you in ways you could never even imagine. Tell us where the key is." She's like, "No." So they call their dad. Jill calls daddy, and they're like, "They took mom, dad." He's like, "Go to your sister." And they're like explaining everything. They're like, "Well, they got the ceremonies, and they're gonna find the keys." And he's like, "What the heck are you talking about? I don't know
Every
any
time
of this
she
stuff."
tries to explain something, they're like, "What are you talking
Yeah,
about,
what
Jill?"
what's wrong with you, Jill? And he calls his other daughter because, of course, his other daughter, she's like the a general. She's like, "Maria, your mother's on the ship." And she's like, "I need you to put your differences aside because apparently they have some differences." We will find out what those differences were. Um, so Jill and Scott, they're flying, and there's like this long talk about like what's inside the box and stuff, and it just goes on, and it's stupid and boring, so I didn't put much of it in. So they get to the sister's base, and she's like, "Well, mom would still be here if you didn't leave the IEDS." And she's like, "Dang, you're probably right." I think she's like, "No, she'd still be in danger on the other planet." So they go and they they look at the mom's notes, try to figure out stuff, and she's like, "This is all gibberish words. I don't know what you guys are talking about." Again, there's a lot of like pseudo scientific talk going on that's really boring, so we just skip that stuff. Um, so yeah, he's still with the mom. He's like, "I'm done playing games with you." So she like says a magic word, and the little tiny pyramid opens up. You get to see in it. It's kind of cool. It makes a lot of noise for a little machine, like. So they kind of like figure it out, and he's like, "It has to be Khufu in Egypt." They like figure it out at the same time, and the nerds are all so happy. They're like, "Yeah, it's gotta be Egypt, man." So they're like, "Yeah, we did it." And they're like, "Way to go, nerds!" So they get to Egypt, and he's like, "You got to find the keys. We must unleash the first disaster." It really seems like a child helped write this movie because some of these lines are really bad.
Nothing worse than the first one.
No, nothing is. So yeah, the graphics look like a video game. I guess. I mean, if I was playing this, I'd be like, "That's kind of cool." Spaceships and pyramids. He like destroys all the skyhawks in that area. And then he's like really proud of himself. He's like, "Yeah." He like gets out of his chair and walks. He's like, "Yeah, look at what I've done." And so they're in the pyramid, and we can't find the key. And it's like, "Well, you must have made a mistake." And she's like, "No, maybe your general made a mistake." He's like, "No, you told him where it was. How was it his mistake?" And Jill's company gets down there, and they're looking for it. And then they run into each other, and it starts a big old
Was that
gunfight.
henchman on that DC down?
Was he
The
like the
main
main
henchman?
bat?
Sure. I don't know his name.
Was he the bad guy? I don't know. Uh, and then Scott gets some time to shoot. And it like knocks him back when he shoots. Because Maria gets hit. So he has to like cover Maria. They find the key. So the mom and Jill are there and they find the key. Oh, it's funny. They like punch.
They beat him up.
They constantly beat up Scott, punch him in the face. So it's back. We're pretty much back where we started because they got the mom again, and these three are together. Uh, they they start the first disaster, and it's like really bad. CG volcanoes start exploding all over the world, and William Baldwin he's so excited. He gives us four yeses. It's not just like yeah. It's like yes, 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 yes. Oh, Ben. So
It is
Ben
the same guy.
was it? This is it's an asylum assembly cast, ensemble cast. Ben trying to get out of the pyramid, but he gets hit by what does he get hit by? Something hits him. They're like, Ben, no.
Oh, a bunch of stuff falls on him.
Yeah, but they're
And they
outside.
don't even really care. She's just like,
One of them cares, but the other
no,
two are
they don't
like
care. I remember because they don't even like move.
So they leave Ben to his fate. This guy talks to General talks weird. It's like it's English is not his first language or something. I don't know where that's going on, General. There's all these volcanoes everywhere. Oh, really? How about that? So yeah, time to start the second one or find the second keys. Yeah, we lost the key and Ben's gone, and Scott's pride is wounded.
But Scott
But
doesn't have a pride, so they press on. Is
so
this where
that
they start doing the stupid riddles?
yeah, they start trying to figure out. They're like Bronze Head. She's like Easter Island, and they're like that's not bronze, stupid. And she's like, "Are you sure about that?" And it's like, "Yeah, the rest of the world is sure that that's not bronze." So they're trying to figure out, and they're like Peru, Egypt equals Stonehenge somehow. I'm like, what?
No, they give up on one of the riddles and they're like, let's just go on to the next one. And I was like, you can just go, you don't even need to solve any of these. You just
Well, they had to know where to go, right?
no, no, they say, whatever, let's do the next riddle. And I was like,
Oh, they're just skipping riddles.
they don't even need to solve all these riddles.
So somehow they figure out Stonehenge because a blue circle or something like that. And I was confused because, like, how did you get from Peru and Egypt to Stonehenge? But okay, you're the expert. So it's like, tell me where the key is, or I'll tear your daughters into pieces. And she tells him to go to Ireland because apparently there's a Stonehenge in Ireland. Is there really? I don't know. They get to England, and then they're in Ireland, and they're like, "This is the wrong place. The little thing's not even chirping or anything. She betrayed us." So they immediately kill the ship, throw her in her room, and start torturing with this high pitched device. And she's like, "Oh, my head." And this is stupid. So they find the key, and Scott's about to take it over. They're like, "Wait, don't. What if it causes the earthquakes in again?" And he's like, "No, you stupids. That was when you put it in the device." But they don't get the key. They run out and they find the mom because there was like noises, and they're like, "Oh, it's the mom. Mom's here." So he like, "Hey, go get the key or I'll blow your brother away." They're like, "Dude, you could just find the key. You had the chirping thing." And he's like, "I don't care." So they punch Scott. Scott's down
They
again.
all take turns too.
And they take Scott in there. He pants a lot. Even like before this, when they were just looking for the key, he was like breathing really hard. I'm like, what are you doing? So Scott finds the key for them, but then he attacks. And it's one of those this fighting is terrible. It's like Tubi fighting, but worse because you never see him like throw a punch. You just hear like a smack, and they're like getting tossed around the room. And it was crazy because Scott like makes this weird noise when he gets the pyramid. He's like, and it's weird because he like smacks him, but like the exact scene after, he's like standing up, putting the thing in there, and then the next scene, he's like falling over. So I'm like, what the heck? So he starts the second disaster, and he captures Scott again. They put the girls in some room, and they like walk around for some reason, and they're like, "General, we've got a bunch of earthquakes in northern Europe and all over the place." The Space Needle falls. LA's getting crushed. Taiwan.
I thought LA was already crushed.
Yeah, it was in a different. Oh yeah, that's true. But they show it again, and there's like one building. The Bank of America building is still up or something. Um, Again, it sounds like a 5-year-old. It's because they're listening to the girls, and they're like, "We're gonna stop him." And he's like, "So your daughter has planned to stop me?" And then he's like, he turns on the torture machine for them, and they're like, ah, and Scott's like, no, stop hurting them. Look at that monitor. It's like, it's not very advanced at all, is it? So the general calls up, and he's like, hey, I'm the general. And he's like, it's my fault, general. I gave the orders to invade your planet. So take it out on me. And then the mom like gets mad. And she's like, it was you, you lied to us. And she's like, okay, I'll tell you where the key is. And he's like, what? What do you, how is that? He's like, don't do it, Sybil. Think of the children. He says, think of the children. And for some reason, she helps him. They send Bat to go get Jill. He's like, go get Jill. So he does that. Maria tries to attack him, but he's like, I'm a man. She tells him that the next key's in Peru. He calls the general pathetic. He's like, oh, that made me kind of sad. And so the general's like, he tells the lieutenant guy, he's like, oh, I'm gonna stop him personally. So he hops in his ship and he flies away. Because in this movie, the generals, they go to the ground. They don't stay in their chairs. They go to the ground fighting. They throw Jill out the plane. Where you like, whoa. And then the mom's like, no! And she jumps out the plane. But she doesn't like dive in or do the feet first thing. She just like flings herself. So the dad gets there and she's like, hey, I'm over here. And he's like, where's the mom? And she's like, the water was too strong. That water be strong, man. He's like, oh. He's
I
like,
know she survived torture, but the water was too much.
she can't swim, I guess. And plus, she flinged herself out the
So
plane.
she was flung.
Yeah, but she kind of, true, I guess. But she didn't even dive. She should have died. um, he tells her, I know where the key is because I heard them talking on the screen. The stupid idiot didn't like pause the screen.
This is still on? Yes.
He's like, God dang it. Um, so they get to Peru. And this stupid general, instead of like, hey, let's all go down and get it, he's like, no, you guys stay here, Bat, and I will go get the third key. Because apparently Bat's the only one left. I don't know where the other two guys went. The other two soldiers. They didn't get shot or anything. They're just not here in this part. Um, and
They have better things to do.
He tells Jill that they're gonna bury him, Scholar. And she's like, "No, Scott's down there." And she's like, "Scott and I are we're roommates or best friends or something.
We're
I
gonna
don't
go
know.
plant some
I
flowers.
don't know what we are." He's like, "Oh, that's pretty pathetic."
And I think that's later, where they won't show up about flower planting.
Yeah. She's like, she's like, "We are boyfriend and girlfriend." No, we're not. She's like too embarrassed to tell him or something. Maria is getting tortured. Who's shooting who at this part? Jill. Yeah, Jill goes in. I guess she shoots one. Oh, there's where one of the dudes went. I don't know where the girl went though. And then they put Bet in the uh, Maria and Scott get out of their cages, and they put Bet in the cage. And then Jill turns on the torture switch. I don't know how she knew which button was the torture switch, but she found it and she's torturing the dude. William Baldwin has the key. After walking around, it took him a while. He had to do the little beep, beep, beep. Found the key. And then he gets shot in the back. It's the dad. He arrived just in time. I'll give him credit. Normally some normally a guy would get there and be like, stop, and like try to talk him out of it, but he just shot him right in the back. So good job. Bad job was not shooting him in the head, maybe, because he gets up and stabs him. Because the back did not hurt him that much at all. Bat also escapes. He shoots the little box that was making noise. So they get there, they're like, "Oh no, Dad!" And he's like, "He's dead, and he deserved it." And Maria's like, "Shoot him! Shoot him, you idiot!" She
Oh
won't.
yeah, she's
Because
like, I'd be no better than him.
yeah, and she's like, "You want to save the world or not?" So she like refuses to shoot him, and then he just like scares them. He just like yells at them, and they're like, "Ah!" And they run away. It was the weirdest thing. And he's like, "Why am I shooting them when I could just like destroy the planet by putting this key in here?" So he does that, and it immediately starts flooding outside. The whole world flooding. That's funny. We see this Earth, and she's like, "You triggered the final disaster." So they run out, and Bat's there,
Look at that shot.
but then some water scares him. Some water scares him, and he runs back in. The general, some rocks fall on the general. Because maybe he should have like activated outside, but I guess he had no choice. Uh, Scott, it's the end of the world. Duh, Scott.
Scott being Scott.
He's like, it's off. It's like, duh, Scott. That's all we've been talking about. And then she's like, "Oh, I got an idea." And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "Remember to plant those white calla lilies for me." And he's like, "What?"
And he's like, why can't we do that together?
We're gonna do that together, right? And she's like, she gets in a escape pod and leaves, and he's like, "What the heck?" So she goes back for the
And then the
general.
sister's like, you left me with Scott?
I don't want to be with Scott. She goes back for the general, and she's like, "Are you okay?" No, she like, he's like, "You came back for
You
me?"
saved me.
Yeah. And she's like, what is she doing?" And he's like, "I don't know, maybe she pulls out the key all the time." It's like, I can't, once the earth starts flooding, I don't think putting a key back out. He's
It's
gonna,
like, never mind, I don't want to destroy the
you
world.
can't just like reverse flooding.
What a stupid thing. You can just pull the key out and it's fine now.
I know. So yeah, they're like dodging water, and they take a little break, and she's like, "You okay, buddy?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be okay, buddy." So
She's
they're like,
like, there are good people. And he's like, yeah, I guess. I don't really care.
"Your compassion's like silly." There ought to be a better way to phrase it. Like, you remind me of my daughter, but
This whole
no.
movie's stupid. I didn't even care. Whatever you need to get out of this, I don't, it's fine.
So they go and they get the pyramid after he moves some boulders, and they find the pyramid. And he's there, and she's like, "Okay, I gotta get this out." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you gotta touch the top. You gotta remove the key." And she's like, "Whoa, mansplaining, back up there, buddy." So they get the key out, and somehow that like makes everything okay. The water goes away.
He's he's very much like you're just like my daughter, so I'm gonna you are my daughter at this
Yeah,
part.
he just,
And she's like, whatever, you're not killing everyone, so
he turns very fast. He's like, you're my best friend now. She's like, agreed.
sure.
You're my new Scott. So they're leaving, but then Bat comes. He's like, Scholar, you're traitor, man. Poor Bat.
Look
He's
at
been
that shot.
Scholar's. I mean, Bat's been through all this, gone all the way to the end. Done all everything's been told, and the guy just betrays him just because the girl was nice to him. So I kind of feel for Bat. So Bat gets shot down, but he crashes into the general. They're both dead.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And they're looking at the water. The day is saved, and she's like, yeah, I want my future children to know what outside is. And he's like, future children,
And
eh?
she's like, not with you. And he's like, oh.
She's like, I'm in way in the future when I find the right guy. He's like, oh.
When I find something more than a roommate, it's like, oh.
Oh, and a gardener.
Mm.
You could be the gardener. So they're all happy.
And
Day is
then they
saved.
friend hug.
They friend hug
And these terrible Linkin Park. Do you remember that old Linkin Park video where like something like this happens?
with flowers.
Where it's like, yeah, it's like in the end music video. If you don't remember it, go watch it. It's the same graphics.
They stole it. These CG flowers. So it was fast. It was only
Yeah,
like
that's the only good thing is it went by pretty fast.
it was only an hour and 23 minutes. It was better than the first one, I will say. We didn't have that annoying lady with
No,
boss.
they're both bad.
But this one was a little better, wasn't
I
it?
cannot focus on these movies. I was doing anything to
Stay awake.
no, just the I was not focused on this at all. I was like the writing was bad,
The writing
of
was like
course.
terrible.
Nothing, they can't focus on anything except for this last little bit where it reminded me of that Linkin
Linkin
Park
Park.
video.
You're all, oh, Linkin Park. Um, yeah, it the writing was really bad. The acting was bad. There was some really bad acting in it.
They're what do you There's the same acting. It's not any better or worse.
But I say it was a little better than the first one. That lady really annoyed me in the first, and it went faster. I thought they.
That was the one good thing. It went by like really quick. I was like,
You're like, oh, I'm done.
because I started the first movie and I was like, 2 hours? I'm not doing this. And then this one said like an hour and 20. I was like, oh, okay, it's
When
fine.
did you discover it was the first one?
I don't remember. I was just like, oh, because I saw that one lady again. I was like, there's no way she's still like, it's the same characters. So I checked and there's two.
Yeah, maybe three someday. I don't know.
No,
No. All right.
we can't do this again.
So TV dinner. So it's called War of the Worlds Extinction, based on old H.G. Wells novels. So I thought we'd go back in time for the TV dinner this time to the 1960s and give it some beans and franks with some apple slices and some chocolate cake. All this could be
That looks
your
disgusting, dude.
So all this could be yours, Jared, for the low price of 44 cents back in the day.
$10 now.
Yeah. For beef and franks. It's improved. It says they've improved. I think that's what that says. Good old Swanson's, back where they had the tin foil that you had to put in the oven because they didn't have microwaves. Or they did, but they were.
That's true. I've been watching like YouTube videos where they taste test like TV dinners, and it's like
Mhm.
they always put them in the microwave. And I know you can do that. It's just like if you're gonna eat these, might as well put them in
Put
the
them in the
oven. Take
oven.
some time.
Yeah, make them taste good. All right. Next time, we're gonna watch the newest Tubi original, The Caretaker. I'm guessing we can all guess what
Is
that's
that
gonna be.
Dylan?
I don't think so, unless he has hair now. Uh, that
What?
guy,
He always had hair.
that guy looks familiar. Does he? We'll find out.
I don't know.
We'll find out next time when
I'm just happy to be away from this War of the Worlds crap.
you know.
I'll watch anything.
I'm pretty sure we could guess how this one's gonna go. The caretaker. He's a caretaker and he's secretly evil. Yeah, so that's gonna be next time on
So, yep.
It came from Tubi, so like, subscribe, and notify yourself if you like bad movies as much as we do. We'll see you next time. Bye.